Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler 2 with me, Herd37. This is a good video. Finally, we're getting, like I said, out of the Cessna 172 Skyhawk, and I actually made this video, started to make this video yesterday, and I was trying to get my rating in our new plane, and there's actually a lockup. Something was going crazy with this in FSX, and there's actually a workaround that I'll show you. Also, I think they said they were going to have an update patch for it today, and they did put it out, but I'm not going to use that because I know that the workaround works, and so I wanted to be able to, for sure, make this video. Also, I had said in one of my other videos, what I was going to do was give everybody a choice, like throw out 3 or 4 planes that we could afford, and have people kind of vote on which plane they wanted to see, but I'm actually going to change it, because we can just lease planes. I don't know why I thought we had to take out, a bank loan and buy planes. We can just lease them. And so we'll probably, through the next, I don't know, however many episodes, we'll just fly some different planes. So instead of voting on them, we'll just fly them all for a little while. And so since we can, what we're going to do, I'll show you over here. Actually, company information. Let's go to Marketplace. And Aircraft. Now, I took out all the stock planes. You'll see this basically is stock, but of course I changed it around so it'll get to the A2A. And we also have now the Coronado, the Baron B-58. Also from Coronado, we have the C-90B King Air, which is a lot more expensive. In fact, we can't even lease it right now. We'll show you the money here in a second. But here's the Piper PA-28-180 Cherokee. That's the one we're going to fly starting today. We're actually going to have to get our rating for it. And then we have the Piper PA-24-250 Comanche. These two are both by A to A. So let's take a look at our financials here. You'll see we have 125K, so we're doing pretty good. And it's only the 5th of the month, so we have a while to go before we have to make our monthly payments. Of course, it's going to go up because we're going to have another pilot and another plane. At least one pilot and at least one plane. We'll do that starting off. So let's go over to Marketplace, and let's find us some crew people. You'll notice these people have certain ratings that they already have for some planes, and so you got to take that into account. To get them another rating, it takes like half a day, and it costs like a few $100, so it's not bad. You'll notice this person already actually has the Cherokee 180. However, we're going to be flying that, so they're going to be flying the Skyhawk. I actually tried to hire this person yesterday, so I know that they have the Skyhawk G1000. You would think that would also include the regular Skyhawk without the G1000, but it actually doesn't. And so I'm actually probably going to hire that guy, although we could just hire this guy. That guy's got, 100? It doesn't really matter what weights they can do. But this guy's already got, he costs $700 more a month, and he's got a lot more that he can do, which could help us in the future. I got the Grand Caravan and all that. So I'll just say screw saving $700, unless there's some other guys in here he's got the Skyhawk and the Cherokee. I think this is the guy we're gonna go for. Actually, he's just a little bit less expensive. Actually, these guys are both identical, but this guy costs a little more. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this Zach Cotterill. We'll hire him. Okay, so we gotta pay him $68.69 a month. Put him on our base in Huntington. I don't know. It says you are a clue. Hire a pilot. Alright, so we've got our crew member. Now we need to go over and get a plane. Like I said, we're going to go after the Cherokee. I kind of like the gray one, to be kind of honest. I just kind of like that plane. It costs us $21 grand to lease it, which we got that easy. Initial deposit of $21,534, and the monthly rental was actually just $95. So that's actually just the initial down payment or whatever. So the monthly rental was actually pretty cheap. That's not even 10 grand. So we'll go ahead and get this. I'll just go ahead. We can change it anytime we want more in a base. So I'm gonna just go for the passenger configuration for now. We'll probably change it over to cargo. But use selected C. Choose the base. By the way, I found out when you want a new base, it used to be an air hauler. You could just type in what base you wanted, and you could get it that way. in Air Hauler 2, you have to actually have one of your planes at a certain airport, and then you can make that a base. So it's actually kind of harder to make bases. Unless you can do, like, have an AI pilot fly somewhere and do it that way. Alright, completed successfully. One class economy only, it's a small plane, no need for a business class or first class or anything. Alright, you do not have a type rating for this aircraft. Do you want to take it now? And I'm going to click yes, and I'll show you a quick workaround if this is freezing for you. Okay, so obviously that's the one we want. The Piper Cherokee, and it's kind of costs us $308.73. And I'm going to put just put it like 10 gallons. It's not, I mean, we're not going to hardly go anywhere, but I'll just put 10 gallons. I'll show you the quick workaround. It's right here. The show AH radar, click that off. That's causing a problem for some reason when you want to go get the test. And I actually tried it yesterday, unclicking that, and it did work. Someone said it would work on the forum, and it did. So click that off. Although, like I say, the newest patch is supposed to have fixed that. By the way, today is December 5th. So if you got that version or later, it should work. But for now, let's go over to the plane. Alright, everybody, so to start it off, here is our little plane. Little Piper Cherokee. I gotta say, she's quite powerful. I really do like that. She's quite the plane when it comes to power. It only holds, I think, one more person than the Cessna, this little Skyhawk, but man, she does have a little bit more cargo. I redid the config file, just like I did in all the planes in Air Hauler, because when it talks about cargo, you got to figure, like, the seats and stuff are going to be taken out. So I kind of lower the weights a little bit. I think I lowered it maybe 200 pounds, 300 pounds, something like that. So when the it doesn't change for the passenger configuration, it just changes for the cargo. So you can't like put more people in it, but you can put more cargo. All right, so this thing just popped up a second ago, Air Hauler 2, telling me to start it up and start taxiing. And then it'll, I guess, get back to us. Kind of like it disappeared real quick. Now, one thing about starting it, they don't have procedures for this plane like they did in the 172 and 182. 8A doesn't. And I looked at different people's stuff, and there's, like, no one can seem to agree on, like, how exactly it started. Like, some people say the fuel pump needs to be on when you're starting up. Some people say you don't. So nobody seems to be exactly for sure. So I'm just going to start this thing up. I don't know if this is going to be exactly correct, but we'll go ahead and put the parking brake on. Turn on the master switch. I'm going to turn on the fuel pump. You see we got the pressure and the fuel flow right over there. I'm going to turn this off. It is cold, so I'm going to prime it twice. Alright, now we got our beacon. The nav lights, it says nav and instrument lights, and you got like off, bright, and dim down to the low. So I'll put that off right now. So we're going to start it up. Carb heat off. Turn on with the magnetos. I'm going to put that at full. Actually, I think you're supposed to obviously have that at full when you hit the fuel pump, otherwise no fuel's going to get through. Alright, so that should all be good. Give her a little bit of throttle here. Hit the starter switch. Give her some throttle. And she does start up. I'm going to start leaning this out. I'm going to try and get this around 800 RPM as well. It says keep it above 800. So right there should actually be quite good. Going to turn on our pitot heat and our radio switch. All that stuff looks good. Reset my altimeter. We'll probably have to pull the carb heat to hot when we get up there. It's iced over. I was practicing yesterday, and I was having some icing problems, and basically the engine losing all power and cutting off on me, so we'll get to that. No taxi lights from what I can see. Just landing lights and strobes. So I'm going to come up here. Ah, crap. Wrong button. Get my yoke back. There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and take off the parking brake and start to taxi. Hopefully Air Hauler 2 will come over and talk to us. There she is. Taxi and take off. By the way, the E and B causes a problem with the flashing, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. It's Shift F12. We'll go over to the runway. It's actually right here. Wait. This is, I believe, the old runway, that far one. It looks kind of different. I want to make sure if I taxi right here, we'll be able to go to the new runway, the only one they use. Where is the other runway? I'm thinking that's it, actually, and we are rolling forward. So I'm going to taxi right here. The hell with it. We'll go to this taxiway. Kind of confused because there is another runway. They closed it down in real life, but in the game I think it was still here. Yeah, in real life they got rid of it. It was a short little runway too. Couldn't land very many planes on it, I'm sure. So take off runway 30. Alright, stop right here. Alright, everybody, cutting back in. Right before I went to take off, the yoke went straight right, and it locked up like I couldn't do anything. And so I had to restart this, and unfortunately I think we're going to have to pay for the type rating again. Hit Shift F12 to get that E and B thing off. Alright, so we're going to turn on our landing lights, our strobe. I'm going to put out 1 notch of flaps. I don't see anybody coming. Alright, so parking brake is going off. And this time we'll try to go flying again. I don't know. That yoke went straight right, and I noticed it, but then when I thought, well, you know, it's not going to cause a problem. It's just something weird. And as soon as I got off the ground, she went dead right and was going to flip over into the ground. So I was like, yeah, I better get out of this. Alright, let's go ahead and get on out of here. She gets up to speed quite quick. There's 60 knots. Let's go ahead and get up. Very light with only 10 pounds of fuel. I'm going to go ahead and retract the flaps. Hopefully Air Hauler 2 notices us and gives us some commands here. Getting way too nose up, let me pitch her down. There we go. Climb to 6,331 feet. Wow, she's jagged all of a sudden too. That hasn't happened before. It's always got to be something, you know? Like, she can't just go right for me. Let me pause this real quick. Unpause it. There we go. Now she'll smooth them back out. I have no idea what was going on there. Man, she's going way too nose up for me. She's climbing over 1,000 feet a minute. I was like, I don't want to climb that fast. So I'm try and calm her down a little bit. I'm glad that pausing got rid of that stuttering problem. I was like, man, I've tried this, this is like the 4th or 5th time I've tried this now. I just want it to go right. I do want to climb kind of fast, so of course I want to get this done. Just want to get up there as quick as I can. Plus, like I said, we're light. We have 10 pounds of fuel and literally nothing else. I tested this out last night to see if that fix worked, and man, I came up and it was nothing but clouds. You could not see the sky at all, and that made it a lot more difficult because I don't have a lot of experience with this plane. just been trying it out and stuff, and because I haven't played, like it came out a couple years ago, so I haven't used it, you know, in forever. And all of a sudden, you're trying to fly and get a rating, and you can't see anything. Literally couldn't see like an inch outside the cockpit. It was insane. Like, that's not really the weather you want to try and get your rating in. However, I did go through all the steps, and until landing, I didn't go and land it. Everything was good up until that point. But it was hard, you know, trying to battle it. You know, keep your wings level and keep the altitude when you can't see anything. You just got to use your little horizon indicator there, HSI. Which, I mean, like I said, it was doable when I did it, but I prefer not to have to do that again. Plus, you don't want to go out too far because we got to come back and land. Because I did have to battle with it for a little while. She was going nose up and nose down, wings right and left, and it was a hell of a time. Alright, we got about 1,500 or so feet to go. We need to be leading this out. Put that at 65. Let me reset my view real quick. $1,200 feet to go. It's kind of a weird altitude, 6,331. Especially the one. Maybe 6,300. Well, even the 31 is kind of weird. We got 1,000 feet to go. Like, why not just call it even 6,000 or something? I just hope we don't have any problems, because like I was flying around yesterday practicing with it, and like I said, we did have some problems in the higher elevations. But I started pouring the carb heat to full hot, and I was getting my engine power back. It happened on approach. As I was putting my flaps out, she started losing power. It was just like, oh, this is not a good time for this. But I got her back. 400 feet to go. I'll start bringing the nose down a little bit. Because she didn't make me hold the altitude for very long yesterday. Hopefully that continues. Keep wanting to go left. I don't know if it's the wind or what. Trying to trim her down. I'm also have to push down on the nose as well. Pull back on the power. Up. See, she didn't even make me hold it. 092. I just like to use my heading indicator to help. .092 and stay at 6,300, so we need to descend some. I'm surprised I just crossed right through it and it automatically said, oh, you're good. I haven't even got it leveled out. Didn't even give me a chance, it just said you got it. Okay then. I'll pull back on the power a little bit. And also on the type rating it does say you can't what was it? Something about 45 degrees. I think banking and also climbing and descending, you don't want to go over 45 degrees on the banking. I can't remember what it said about the climb and the descent. Alright, we're coming up on our heading here. Pull back on the power a little bit. Trying to help her descend. Because the trimming isn't helping out real well. Now she's going to end up descending a little too quick, I bet. Oh, we didn't even get to it, man. 059. I guess it's saying that's close enough. 059. Basically the same altitude. Well, didn't mean to pull the nose up like that. Especially when we're already too high. .292. I think that'll probably be the last one as well. There isn't a whole lot of them that it goes through. Alright, 292. Guess I don't want to make too much though. I have a tendency to pull back on the yoke as I turn. I don't know why I do that. I think it's because it's just a twisty style joystick. Trying to trim her out a little better. Land at departure airport. Okay has to be, or landing has to be okay or better. Alright. I believe that Huntington is back behind us. I believe that's it right there. That's KDWU, which is to the west. That's in Ashland. Hell, we could probably, well, I don't know if you can use ILS on this thing or not. Can't remember if the plane has. Because it has a rudimentary, no, I don't think you can, because this has a more rudimentary style autopilot. It doesn't. Well, actually, but you can. It can go VR. I'm not sure if you can or not. Actually, all right. We don't want to send too daggone quick. Although we do have to get down. We're not that far away from the airport. That'll be nice, man. Have our new little Piper. You guys were, I know, sick of those little Cessna 172 Skyhawk. I was sick of it too. I had to actually be the one flying the daggone thing. It's 119, I believe, is the heading. Yeah, because 299 is from the other direction. So it's going to be off to our left. There it is. No, it had to be to the right of the river. Couldn't find her there for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and give her a little more power here. We just do need to send a little bit quicker. I don't want to get her going too fast. Surprised we didn't have any problems with the engine and the temperatures. Like I said, I had that problem a couple times yesterday. It just was losing all power. But I'd pull that carb heat full hot and she would regain her power. Afraid we're not going to get down in time. We're at 4,800 feet. Got about 4,000 feet to go if memory serves me correct. And the altitude of the airport. I should know it, we were here so often. People within limitations of the plane. Now is not a time to screw anything up. Yeah, there's the blinking. Let's see, like I said, like I knew we would be high. I think we're gonna be fine now. Man, we are a good ways away. I thought we were a little bit closer. Although, hell, we're only doing 110 knots. I can give her a little more power here. Just gotta be careful. We don't want her to get going too fast. Let me trim this thing up a little bit, too. She acts like she wants to go to a nosedive. There we go. That's a little better. A little more power. We have all kinds of time to get down. We're so far out. Looks like we're coming back onto the glide slope actually. Although we are at 3,000 feet. And we're so far away. We don't really need to descend all that quick anymore. So I'll pick up the power. Just don't screw it up. We should be fine. I'm no expert pilot, but I should be able to land the damn Piper. I've landed her a couple times yesterday, so I'm not too worried. What a time to, if you did screw it up, you go through the type rating, do everything, and then, I can't land her. But like I say, it's just an okay landing is all you need. We usually get smooth with the Skyhawk. We got a bunch of greasers towards the end. Started flying it a lot better. Kind of bouncing up and down, bobbing up and down. Yeah, we were able to get down a lot quicker than I thought. We were so far away, we were further away than I thought. I like the changing of the seasons. It's got some snow on her now. Been flying a lot in Europe, in Germany, doing flights, the air hauler and stuff, and it's all covered in snow. Russia, which I guess you would expect that. And this plane is just bobbing up and down like crazy. Steady yourself, plane. Work on getting down here as well. Be no excuse to come in way too high. We had so much time to get down, and we were on the glide slope there for a little while. Because we got to be able to slow down in time to get our flaps out as well. So we are going quite quick right now, but we're low, or high, I'm sorry. Come on, we should be pretty much on a glide slope by now. Man, she is getting stuttery around here again. What is up with that? Yeah, that didn't fix it on that time. Only fixed that when we were going out. This could be a problem trying to land like that. We have never had this problem before, ever, either. Actually, I think it's an EZDok problem. If I remember back in my early air hauler days, EZDok caused a problem on occasion. Just like this. Be right back. Alright, I restarted EZDok and it's not fixed it. That pisses me off. It's not the time for this crap to be going on. Unreal plane. Or I shouldn't say plane, it's not the plane's fault. FSX's fault. You're making it hard, so hard to land plane for FSX. Keep blaming the planes, FSX. Until we hit the ground. Well, at least she said smooth. I thought we kind of hit kind of hard. I was kind of worried right there. I don't know what the problem was. As soon as we hit the ground, she's fine again. I've never had those problems. Go ahead and retract the flaps. Yeah, that was very peculiar. Now, she didn't say anything about taxing and parking or anything, but I'm going to assume that we need to. I'm going to actually go on down to the next one. I think that one bends back to the left. It takes a little while longer to get over to the parking area. Alright, cutting back in here. I just realized the TV sound all of a sudden, it's paused, but yet the sound was running. I don't know what the hell's going on. All kinds of bad crap going on today. Pull over here and shut her down. Hopefully Air Hauler 2 will come back and say, alright, you passed. I wished it would have said it right there when we landed. I mean, I'm confident we passed, but I hate it when it doesn't come up and start talking to you. Tell you what to do and stuff, because I'm afraid it's like disconnected or something. Like I said, I've already tried several times to make this video. Parking brake is on. Actually, the landing lights and strobe should come off when the exit and runway, but that's when I had to cut off and mute that stupid TV. Can't believe that did that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and cut the fuel. Beacon can go off. Radios. Sweet. Hopefully it'll come back and let us look at all that, because I would like to see that. Alright, turn the mags off. And the master switch. We should be all done. We'll go over to Air Hauler 2. Great, initial climb we passed, general handling passed, landing result passed, correct airport passed. Man, that would be a bad one to fail. Landing gear, no overspeed, bank angle, pitch angle, no stall. Congratulations, you passed with no issues. Finish that flight monitoring up. It's awesome we have our new plane and we can actually fly it. Little Piper. Let me see if I think we had to pay for that twice. Yeah, 308 and 308. Stupid thing. Alright, and that's awesome. And there's a job here, pays $13.5, going down to Charlotte KCLT. I actually want to put a base there. I think we had a base there in regular old Air Hauler too. But I wanted to assign this to that. Who's our guy? Zachary? Yeah, Zach Cotterill. So we've never assigned a job to anyone else, so let's try it. He's going to fly the Skyhawk. No one's flying the Piper until we fly it. So let's get this dude. Cessna Skyhawk. Why is it? Oh, that's the one with the cargo configuration, probably. Why? Zach? Oh, and because, well, no, it wouldn't be assigned to him yet. The plane. Zach Cotterill? He should be able to do it in 2 flights. I wish it would have asked or said something. Actually, it didn't say anything. It just has it green that we're accepting it. Let's see if it said anything about what if he's doing anything. He's idle for right now. He's got to get it loaded up and everything. Oh, it should be quick. Those big planes, obviously, it takes a while longer. But like we can do routes and stuff. Like have him. I'm guessing. When he gets back, I can put it into a passenger configuration and. Wow, that's gonna be awesome though. So fly sector. Now I wonder if we have to fly it first and then that can be a thing. or not. See, it says from and to aircraft schedule, so we can like schedule it. I like that because I would like to like. There's a flight that actually does happen at least 2 or 3 times a day going from Huntington to Charlotte actually. So I'd like to set something like that, but I like him to do it like a couple times a day at least. He should be able to do that. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. That's awesome. I hope. See, fly sector itself. I'll have to do something about that. I'll have to figure out how exactly that works and everything. But yeah, we'll definitely do that because that brings in money. Yeah, I mean, he can do jobs and stuff that would probably pay more. But I'd like to do some constant jobs. That's why I want to buy another plane, lease another plane, and get another AI pilot. So that one person can be doing cargo jobs that I assign, another person can be just doing passenger flights all day. Or for however long all day. That would be awesome if we could set that up. And I'm sure we can. We just got to figure that out. So I will. But yeah, now we've got our little Piper, everybody. I've been waiting for that for so long. And we got our little Cherokee. Now we're ready to go. So I hope you all did enjoy that this episode. And I will catch you guys on the next flight.